Tophiachu has abandoned her family. 2025 was without a doubt the most eventful year in the history of the Slideel family, and in the aftermath, Tophia continues to prove her true nature as someone who really only cares for themselves, neglecting her mother, slandering her father, and still has made no attempt to pick up her brother's ashes. Each member of the family has recently been wronged by Tophia, but I think there is no better place to start today than with the situation regarding Tophiachu. A lot has changed for Donald Slideel Sr. since the filming of my first video. What was once a halfway put together man has completely changed, now roaming the streets in some kind of mania, often referring to himself as a godlike entity. I'm not going to sit here and say that Tophiachu was ever a saint. He's a well-known scam artist and criminal, but he is in really bad shape, and Tophia has done almost nothing to help him out. In fact, it seems like she's been doing the opposite, not only continuing to discuss him in a negative light on the internet, but also continuing to reveal that she may have had a hand in his most recent state of mind.
Imagine being a teenager and not being able to do things and then being told that you can't sleep all day. What do you expect a teenager to do? So you're the one that's supposed to be responsible for the bills. Why is it my responsibility? It was a not okay environment. I was safe. The house was clean. CPS never had to show up. They only showed up ever twice for accusations and for something that happened to my brother with another boy. I didn't get to spend my Christmas money. He took it. I already knew once I was going home, it was gone. And he was taking testosterone pills. And if you don't know anything about testosterone pills, it makes people very, very angry. If you're taking testosterone pills, I don't even think he needed testosterone. He said he did, but it makes you angry. Say shit and say. Anyway, sorry, I got that in my head, but it was bad because the testosterone pills were making him aggressive. Well, not aggressive because he didn't harm us, but angry. Everything made him mad. He went to Goodwill, bought me a desk, which was nice. It was a nice gesture, but it was I had to sit there. I had to read this Rich Dad, Poor Dad book for I don't know how many hours I had to read. He would just get angry. That's a big dog. If we wanted to do something, we couldn't because it wasn't about making money. It was a lot. And he called me to his room and he's like, do you know you're a fat cow and you need to lose some weight? But at the time he had been planning to take all of us to the gym because he's like, we should all go to the gym. I'll get a gym membership and we can all go. And my brother was at the age where he can go because, they don't allow underage. But he was at the age where he could go and he wanted to go to the gym. And I'm like, cool, yeah, let's go to the gym. And so I was like, cool, yeah, let's go to the gym. I was so excited and then we never went. It was rough times.
There is so much to unpack with that clip. I have no doubt in my mind that Tophiachu was stealing the kids' Christmas money. We're talking about a man who would go door to door asking for either cigarettes or money to purchase them. But even when Tophiachu does do something nice for Tophia, like purchases her a new desk, she turns it into a negative thing because he made her read a book. I will admit though, Rich Dad Poor Dad is complete trash. No one should be taking advice from this man. I firmly believe that if Tophia would have read The Richest Man in Babylon, the Bank of Ozark would have been successful. But the money thing is nothing in comparison to Tophia saying Tophiachu was taking testosterone pills during the apartment saga. It might shock some people, but Tophiachu used to be pretty well built, and he was always flirting with random people online. I highly doubt that he needed testosterone pills, but if I'm being honest with myself, I highly doubt that he was telling Tophia the truth. God only knows what he was taking, but But Tophia and her mother were also in the process of tampering with Tophiachu's medications because they claimed that the doctors had him over-medicated, and that was the true problem. And that's the reason why people say Tophia is partly to blame for Tophiachu's mania, along with the fact that she's done almost nothing to get him off the streets, even when she had much more at her disposal. It is unlikely that Tophia will ever do anything for her father again, because she rarely does anything for herself. She doesn't have a home, and that's unlikely to change anytime soon. But despite that fact, Tophia's ego is out of control. I'm not joking when I say I don't think I've ever seen anything like it.
If I'm in my 40s, I'll look like I'm in my 30s. And if I'm like I'm in my 30s right now and I look like I'm in my 20s. That's what happens to people that age like this, but you wouldn't know. But my main issue, I don't wear sunscreen when I go out. I don't know, it's kind of shaped a little funny. I mean, it could be fixed better, but I don't need a BBL because then it would look very unnatural, considering the fact I naturally have a big butt, so it wouldn't make sense.
Her trash talking is out of control. She's sitting here bragging about how beautiful she is while living out of a shelter, further proving that she spends more money on new clothes and beauty supplies than she does her mother or getting them both out of that situation. But we'll get to Mama Chu because there's a lot to say there. For now, Tophiachu's main beef was with the tea pages, like myself, who she claimed were cleaning up off covering her story. Because of this, Tophia threatens to sue them when she has time.
The only reason why they mention me is because they got 400,000 views on YouTube and they have to pay their rent talking about someone. If they don't know the whole situation, they shouldn't talk because they're running with false accusations that could get them sued. And they're lucky they haven't been served a cease and desist because I can sue them for that money they made off of that video. And for anyone saying that I can't, yes I can, but I'm not going to because I don't give a f***. And there's nothing I can do about it because technically I don't have the energy to try to sue every fucking buddy in the world. They are literally full-time content creators. When you're a full-time content creator, you gotta keep creating content every single month to make sure your bills are paid. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about.
But Tophia, you hardly have any bills, especially for a 30-year-old woman. You pay for a storage facility to keep all of the junk that you'll never use or probably see again, and your phone plan, which you need because it's how you make money on TikTok. And on top of all that, to sue one of these creators, you're gonna have to prove loss of income. And that almost squarely falls upon your shoulders. You're the one that keeps getting your TikTok in trouble, and you're the one that refuses to work a job. In my opinion, the T pages put in so much more effort just documenting what you're getting up to, as where you just boot up the camera and record your daily life. I'm not even joking when I say I think I watched around 12 hours of Tophiachu to get the 30 clips I'm gonna include in this video. The amount of time she just sits there doing things that are uninteresting is baffling, and some would even argue there are no interesting points. But I think you'd be surprised, because at this point in the timeline, the holidays are just around the corner, and with them comes much controversy for Toph. But first, let's turn this into a bit of a crossover episode. During one of Tophiachu's live streams, Nova would show up. That's right, the Gabriel Gage, well-known TikTok predator and gas station shower enthusiast. Well, not even Tophiachu wanted anything to do with him, telling him to get lost almost immediately after realizing he was in chat.
Why is Nova here? Goodbye. And he's gifting too, that's weird. I don't like you. Go away. I will never like you. Go away. I still will never like you. Leave. I will never like you ×2.
Nova will seek out the friendship of almost anyone. My assumption is that he planned for Tophia to greet him warmly, and then they could begin the process of forming their own Legion of Doom to bring the fight to the detractors. But Nova is so infamous that even Tophia wants nothing to do with him, even when he brings gifts. I can't say I'm surprised, especially since Tophia had far bigger things on her mind. In particular, her Halloween costume, which she was extremely excited for, settling on some lady from the Powerpuff Girls, and after receiving criticism criticism for her costume choice, she would scold the audience, telling them that she can do whatever she wants with her body.
No one gives a fuck what size someone is. I'm not 600 pounds, bitch. Like, your mom's the size of an elephant. And every time she walks, she falls to the floor. Like, I'm pretty sure your mom has a lot of weight, and you're over here talking. And I can do whatever I want with my body, and no one could tell us nothing. You will never see me on my 600-pound life, but I'll see you on my 600-pound life trying to push your mom to lose the weight. So, Jumbo Wumbo wants to sit here and talk about 600 pounds. Let's see what you look like.
It's like I said only minutes earlier, Tophia's ego is out of control. She views herself as a 10 that everyone wants, so beautiful that people online are jealous, and Tophia never misses an opportunity to tell us about how someone was hitting on her.
Oh, do you guys want to go to Taco Bell? And we were like, sure, free Taco Bell, whatever. He says, I'll be back. So he rode his bike to go catch his chick. My friend said, I bet you, how long do you think it's going to take for him to come back? I don't think he's going to come back. Sure enough, he came back. And I know why he came back, because of me. So we're eating at Taco Bell. I get up. Mind you, I have a big dump truck in the back, right? Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I have a big dump truck. So anyways, I get up. So my friend's daughter messaged me and she's like, he's staring at your ass. So I was like, what the heck? So then I covered my ass. I was just like joking, like doing like a James Bond thing, like being funny.
This is a pretty hot take, but I have no doubt that there are men hitting on Tophia. But these are shelter men, rough and grizzled, someone who might be referred to as Stinky Pete or Tin Can Joe, maybe even Dirty Mike and the Boys. But I highly doubt that there are any young and eligible June Cooks in Albuquerque. But there's almost no follow-up with any of these potential suitors, except for one case, and that would be who Tophia has been calling her friend. I believe this to be the person that she's been photographed at the mall with, but I am almost positive that it's the same person that caused the Tylenol chew incident. Tophia often blames it on the people in chat, but she herself has said many times that it had something to do with her friend, who she has been increasingly flirtatious towards. I think Toph is playing her cards pretty close to the chest, but sometimes she'll let it slip and let us know how upset she is with her friend, like this time where she alluded to being cheated on.
I said I wanted to be wiped up, not cheated on, but someone's cheating. That's okay. I'm just kidding. I tell people I want to get wiped up, and they're like, no, let me just cheat on you. You're not a cheater. Eric, you're not a cheater. Well, good for you.
It's just now hitting me that this could also be in regards to the catfish situation that Tophia found herself in. I believe around this time there was a person hitting her up behind the scenes attempting to develop a relationship so that they could acquire illicit photographs of her. But I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, because keeping in chronological order, I want to cover something pretty significant next. And that would be what I believe is the first time that Tophia has ever admitted that she's given up on looking for a house, along with giving up on the GoFundMe.
I'm not trying to get a house anymore. It's too much of a hassle. My brother's friend donated to that GoFundMe to help bury him, only for the GoFundMe to get taken down. I don't know. I'm just going to have to message them and tell them that I'm going to have to figure out another way, because I'm not going to do another GoFundMe again just for it to get taken down because people don't want my brother buried and say I'm refusing. Well, I don't have the money, so I have to make a GoFundMe to at least get people to help donate back the $7,000 that I lost, that I could have buried him with. And saying I don't want to bury him, okay, well then I have to at least do everything I can without money that I don't have. So if it means making a GoFundMe, then I am. But I'm tired because it keeps getting taken down and I'm not going to try to put it back up. I had to make a whole new account.
Again, a lot to unpack with that video, so we're going to start with the minor point of her saying she would do anything she could to bury her brother, even without money. That has been proven categorically false. Tophia had ample opportunity to pick up his remains since he was cremated, at the cost of the state, might I add. Tophia could have hopped on a bus that day to pick him up, but it has been months, and it is almost without a doubt that he has also been buried or spread at a state-funded plot. I truly believe that that ship has sailed. Donald Jr. has been attended to, just not by Tophia, and I think it was going to turn out this way no matter what. Even if she did get the GoFundMe money, all of that would have been spent on Hello Kitty. But we also need to keep in mind that Tophia received ample donations from independent people, and nearly all of this money was spent on things Tophia did not need. But all of that is nothing in comparison to her admitting she's given up on looking for a house. That has two major implications. One, that Tophia has no intention of changing her current situation anytime soon. And two, that it goes double for Mama Chu. Tophia is not going to give a single shit about what happens to Mama Chu. That is now all up to the state. Some of you may be thinking, geez, Kiwi, that's kinda harsh. But I'm only saying it because it's the truth. And I've come with evidence. Exhibit A, Thanksgiving, an American holiday known for its close ties to family. Well, Mama Chu would spend it alone. Well, not exactly alone. I'm sure that she has some gal friends at the shelter. Think of it as Golden Girls, but with Mama Chu instead of Betty White. I'm trying to put a positive spin on this because it's incredibly depressing. Tophia could not have been bothered to see her mother for a single second on Thanksgiving. When pressed on this, Tophia gave a plethora of excuses, most of them in complete contradiction to her past behavior.
My mom told me this was on because she's at the hospital. She's very sick. She's in pain and she's not breathing. She's having trouble breathing. I mean, not that she's not breathing, she's having trouble breathing. Christmas with the Cranks, because there's no buses and she's way on the west side. I don't have a ride there, and no, I cannot just take a Uber or a Lyft. I don't got money. Walk? I am not walking all the way to the west side. I live way on the other side.
Tophiachu would livestream. That is how she would rather spend Thanksgiving than with her sick mother. I also can't get over that reaction she gave to saying that her mother was in pain and not breathing. To me, it's just a reaction of slight inconvenience with a weird touch of happiness, like she's almost relieved that she doesn't have to go see her mother. She also says that it's just too expensive to go see Mama Chu, and I don't even think I have to get into just how much of a pile of bullshit that is. Tophia has spent thousands on new clothes and beauty products. She's also been spotted at the casino before, but she doesn't have the $5 it would take to catch a bus and go see her mom on Thanksgiving. Mama Chu obviously wants to spend time with Tophia. Tophia even talked about Mama Chu asking her if they could go see the new Wicked movie, but Tophia claimed that was simply too expensive as well. To me, it seems like whenever something concerns Mama Chu, it's just too expensive. But whenever it concerns Toph, price is no object. This once again ties into the overarching theme of selfishness in this video, a theme that's only going to get more apparent, especially with the next topic we're about to cover, that being some pretty extreme allegations that Tophia would make against a fellow TikTok content creator. And it ties back into that situation regarding catfishing that I discussed a couple minutes earlier. Tophia would be catfished by someone in her DMs, and after receiving illicit pictures of her, they would try to extort Tophia for money, claiming that they were working on behalf of TikTok content creator Jay Grizzly, and even without proof, Tophia fully believed him, and would go on to allege that Jay Grizzly had quote-unquote SA'd her through this catfish.
This Humpty reject, he's mad because I called him a Humpty reject, sent a catfish to try to elicit from me so he could do public humiliation and then try to post my online. This misogynistic POS, which everyone keeps in my comment section yesterday, was defending him because he lied and said that I said he SA'd me, which I corrected myself. Unavailable message because they disabled themselves, which you can see here. I responded saying, okay Jay, you're projecting, because I thought Jay was the catfish when Jay documented himself talking to the catfish. The catfish told me that Jay paid him to do that. Also, the catfish manipulated me into texting after I told them I do not do any of that. They said they had a crush on me, they liked me, I don't know, really remember, but they said they were interested in me, and I was like, okay, thanks. You know, I don't really know you that well, so yeah, I'm sorry. And basically try to lure me, well, not lure me because I'm a grown adult, I can choose to do what I want. Let me rephrase that. They tried to manipulate me, and after I did not send, that is when the catfish then therefore snapped, told me I was unattractive, ugly, that I would never find anyone, never be in a relationship, all because their plan failed.
This is an extremely serious accusation, and like I said, Tophia made it without proof, leading to massive controversy for Tophia, not Jay, who denied all of Tophia's claims. And I personally believe him. It would make no sense for him to do that. This is likely just a cover from the troll in Tophia's DMs. And Tophia was on an absolute tear of calling out content creators. She would make a TikTok discussing the numerous videos made about her on YouTube, claiming that all of these creators were likely to get a lawsuit in the future, unless they took their videos down now.
The need to address these tea pages literally making money, thousands of dollars off of my situation and off of many people's situations because they pay their bills, because it helps pay their house bills, because it helps pay their bills. These people need to be addressed because using someone's situation, sorry, the slash looks a little funny. Using someone's situation to make money is very, very weird to me. If you see the background here, they always take horrible screenshots. This one from Turkey Tom almost has 1 million views. That one has 137 views, right? You can't really see it, but hold on. This one is literally false. Misinformation saying gambling away my brother's funeral fund, when I've explained that whole situation. It wasn't my money. Some lady who was nice enough that I ran into, I didn't even know who she was, but I told her my story and she wanted to go out to the casino. I shouldn't have to explain myself, but this from Smoking MC, who literally spreads misinformation, is telling people that I gambled my brother's funeral money. This is crazy. Mind you, that one has 47K views. This one has 17K views. Hold on. This one, 49K views. This one has 62K views.
Tophia claims that using someone's situation to make money is weird to her, but the news does it hundreds of times across the world every day. How is it so wrong for people to discuss your actions which you display publicly? I said it before, but I'll say it again. Much more work went into producing every one of those videos than goes into Toph's whole year of content making. As where she just boots up the camera, documents herself, these people meticulously look through everything. Tophia believes that they are not entitled to the fruits of their labor, all because those videos are critical of her. If any were positive, she'd be all for it. Tophia truly wants to have her cake and eat it too. Her life is filled with many contradictions. Tophia claims that Jay Grizzly did something terrible to her with absolutely no evidence. Tophia claims she didn't have the money to go see Mother Chu on Thanksgiving. Tophia claims a lot of things, but her actions paint a far different picture. Once again, Tophia would be spotted shopping at the mall. Tophia is a frequent flyer at this mall. She's been seen there alone, with friends, purchasing all kinds of things from boba tea to new clothing. And that's not at all a problem, unless you're begging the internet for money, under the pretenses of you trying to get out of a homeless shelter with your ailing and elderly mother. But as she does for everything else, Tophia has an excuse, giving it during her explanation of just why she shops.
I engage in consumerism, and sometimes I have to admit, I go a little crazy when I see some cute Hello kitty thing and I run and I buy it. It's my brain like telling me like, oh my God, I gotta have this. Even though I know 100%, do I really need it? I mean, it's Hello Kitty. I tell myself it's Hello Kitty, I really need it. Just like everybody else, you run and wait in line for hours for the new iPhone when your iPhone is working perfectly good. Why do you have to go buy a new iPhone right away when yours is just working fine? It's like your brain is addicted because you have to have it. I have to show people that I have the new iPhone. People need to physically see it, because I need to be like everyone else and have the latest iPhone. I don't even have a brand new iPhone. I have an iPhone 13.
Tophia just basically admitted that she has a shopping addiction, sometimes being unable to deny herself certain items. A shopping addiction, along with homelessness, is a nasty combination. Just like any other addiction, it's going to burn through whatever money you have. Tophia needs to be doing the exact opposite of shopping. She needs to be working. My assumption is that she gets bored sitting around at the shelter all day. A job would be the perfect solution. Money and entertainment, even though it might not be enjoyable. But Tophia legitimately believes herself above a job. I'm not even joking.
And it's a hassle as it is going to work and then going to a shelter. Imagine having to go work a 9-to-5 job and return to a shelter from work. Like, you've got hoarders, right? You've got billionaires and millionaires that are hoarding all this money that they can just take and provide houses for people. They can provide housing for homeless people, help them get back on their feet, and at least help them get a job. Because how do they expect homeless people to get a job saying, oh, you could go get a job? Okay, so he can go walk from wherever he's holding that sign to go apply at Wendy's, and they'll deny him a job because not only does he not look or dress for the job, right? Because he's homeless and probably doesn't have access to a shower like most people do, right? And there are some places that provide showers, but sometimes some people can't get there every day, right? But you expect someone to walk and go apply and then be denied because they don't have an address? Like, I don't understand what it is about making fun of homeless people. There's nothing funny about being homeless. I'm glad I have a roof over my head because it's cold out there right now. Winter's coming.
Tophia is so disconnected from the world of the average man that working a 9-to-5 is unfathomable to her. One doesn't simply work a 9-to-5 and come home to the shelter, when I guarantee you that's what a majority of the people there wish is what was going on. Some of them most definitely are working a job and making an honest attempt to get out of there. But Toph is treating this shelter as a preordained location for her to live. The housing that she seeks, though quite not to her liking. She thinks herself above sharing a place with people that are most likely struggling even more than her. I think a big thing that gets people in regards to Tophia is just how much projection she does. Almost everything that she accuses everyone else of doing or being, she is. But it's like she has this mental filter that sifts away all the guilt. I've seen a lot of stuff in my time covering people on the internet, but nothing quite like just how hypocritical Tophia can be sometimes. But if it couldn't get any worse, at this point, it's Christmas, and once again, Tophia could not be bothered to go see her mother. There would be a little explanation as to why Tophia did not see her mother on Christmas. I heard Tophia talk briefly about how she got Mama Chu some little things, putting emphasis on it's nothing serious, but I really think all Mama Chu wanted was her daughter's time, and rather than spending that time with her mother, Tophia decided to once again slander Jay Grizzly, continuing to accuse him of being behind the catfish.
Jay sends his henchmen to come into the comment sections to spam my comments with his name, but I have not talked about Jay since I've made that video, and when I do, it's because he was in my comment section, which is why you do that, because you want him to be in my comment section the last time he was in here, and I'm not even gonna get into it. He didn't even apologize for what he did. He thinks he's going to get away with that. But when I do have the time, I am going to pursue a lawyer because I've got the police records. He thinks he's going to get away with that. He wants to play victim all he wants. He messed up.
Jay was probably in your comments section because you were accusing him of multiple crimes with zero evidence, not even a drop. And the main reason Tophia made these accusations is because Jay had been critical of her in the past, not because she believed he was actually guilty of something. Funnily enough, Jay would draft a cease and desist, emailing it to Tophia, but unsurprisingly, she didn't take it seriously, continuing to talk about Jay even to this day.
You falsely sent a cease and desist, and that I was not lying, because they do have to look and see what those messages really say before anything. I'll just let a lawyer deal with that. Now I gotta take action. You sent a fake cease and desist. You think I'm gonna sit here and let that slide? Nah. It's like, and then I will be letting his local police know that he's harassing me. He sent a fake cease and desist. He did not contact his police, and if the police are looking into me, then I would suggest you go have a chat with your man about why he keeps harassing me. He's the reason why I attempted to eat too much. I'm just kidding, but no. All jokes aside, censor-wise,
it seems like these past couple months, Tophia has been at a one-sided war with all of her detractors. She is absolutely livid at the concept of anybody making money off of her story but her, and is willing to accuse all of the creators speaking negatively about her of just about anything under the sun, also threatening them with a plethora of things, from divine judgment to action by law enforcement, who Toph claims should just go and arrest all of them right now.
The only way people are going to stop harassing me is if I have the cops, your local cops, show up to your house and show up at your job and tell you to stop in front of your boss. Then maybe you would realize if you risk facing losing your job, then maybe, just maybe, that'll tell you to stop. Some of you guys really need to have real-world consequences.
Tophia wants you to lose your job, your house, everything because you've been critical of her actions, of her misappropriation of funds, her predatory history, or her general sense of self-entitlement. All of that is off the table, or else police are going to show up at your job and you will be fired. But Toph claims the only thing holding her back from legal action, both with lawyers and police, is that she just doesn't have time for it. She's too busy trying to secure housing. And it seems like Tophia's been too busy for a lot, because it was now New Year's, and can you guess who she still didn't go to see? Mama Chu would spend her third holiday in a row alone. But unlike during Christmas time, Tophia had come with even more excuses as to why she hadn't seen Mama Chu yet again. And once more, the excuses are all easily debunked.
You don't plan for someone to be in an emergency room. So the stuff that I bought, especially because I got nails with a gift card, I don't know how many times I have to say it. Some of you guys be mad for no reason. You're mad that I got a gift card on Thanksgiving, from a Thanksgiving bag, and that I was able to buy nails with it because it's a gift card. I don't know anybody that's mad about someone getting something. I did not buy those. It was literally a gift card. And the sweater, I hustled and earned money for that before my mom was in the emergency room. I had already spent the money, so I don't know what people think that I had money to go see her when I didn't.
Tophia acts like she is so concerned with Mama Chu, but from what I've heard, the only times she's gone to visit her have been few and far between. It seems like Tophia spends far more time with her friends, or out at the mall, because in my humble opinion, Tophia's greatest goal right now is to find love. She has been posting an increasing amount of what could be called thirst trap videos. She has spent so much money trying to attract a man or woman. Makeup, new nails, new shirts. This is Tophiachu's primary focus at the moment, not Mama Chu.
After what I went through, put that on me. Like, man, I got played. I got played hard. Like, he's a jerk. That's all I gotta say. No, it has nothing to do with Jay. My dad? No, it was somebody. I'm not gonna say who. Don't even put names on it. So don't even. I didn't name a person. But anyways, he came back. Basically, it was a whole thing like I miss you, blah blah. Anyways, some stuff happened, and apparently he was in a relationship. And yeah, I'm not even gonna get into it. He's just a jerk. That's it. That's all. That's why he blocked. And we are not going back. It is 2026. We are not gonna talk about it. We are just gonna leave him blocked where he's at. I'm a dumbass. I'm the one who fell for it because why? I'm stupid. I would never do that to nobody. I would never play nobody. I would never. That's not me. I'm not a player. And they're blocked. And that is it. That is all. I'm dumb. I'm stupid because I fell for it. And it is my fault.
An important thing to keep in mind when watching all of that is that Tophia claims that she cannot go see Mama Chu for financial reasons, but she absolutely needs those outfits. This, along with Mama Chu's failing health, have been the only two excuses Tophia has given. But after realizing that this was creating even more backlash when she purchased things, she made a video trying to set the record straight, claiming that her history of purchases had nothing to do with her not seeing Mama Chu.
Because new nails are not what's blocking me from visiting my mom. I don't know why I gotta say that. I don't know why I gotta explain that. I'm literally waiting. It's taking a while for me to get housing. It doesn't work as fast as people would like it to work. So please, some maintenance on yourself before you start talking to other people. Let's play Sierra. Oh, you're homeless. I have a roof over my head, thank God. Unlike you, I'm not going around filming people when they're hanging out with people and saying stuff and like making up rumors. Hello, I got a life. I don't be following people around or be taking pictures of people at places they're at. But okay, if you want to say whatever you want to say, that's weird.
Just a couple of minutes ago, you probably heard a clip where she claimed for financial reasons she couldn't go see Mama Chu. She has been constantly contradicting herself. If it's not for financial reasons, then it's purely out of laziness or not wanting to see her. But it's like I said earlier, she has this mental filter that doesn't allow her to accept any form of guilt. The reason why she hasn't been seeing Mama Chu is the trolls. And I think the reason why Tophia's been running with this new narrative of it not being a financial situation is because she's been spotted out in public spending money wastefully more and more. Around the middle of January, she was spotted at Top Golf. This is a facility where you can go and drive golf balls and get some drinks and food with your friends. It's not cheap, but whenever Toph is seen out doing stuff, she always claims that her friend paid for it. Less than a week later, Tophia was spotted for a second time at the local casino, again without Mama Chu, who has in the past made her love of casinos known. But once again, Tophia would claim that she wasn't gambling with her money, getting some from the friend that she went with.
Oh look, she's there. Oh look, she's there. Haven't you ever thought that I can do things and go places because it's not my money? And because I'm very appreciative that I'm able to go out and do stuff? Worry about yourself. Don't worry about me. I don't have money to spend. I don't know what I keep telling people. I barely could pay my phone bill, much less let alone pay my storage. I had a hard time doing that. What makes you think I have this money to be spending? Being like, oh my God, we witnessed her at the casino. Like, I don't have money to do that. First of all, you say I'm broke, and then you say I have money to do things. So what is it? Am I broke or do I have money? You don't even know. Oh, you're broke. But then you have money. Okay, I'm broke, but I have money. How does a broke person have money? Do you think I would be going somewhere and spending money if I have a storage that is due? Use your common sense and stop thinking I don't know what my priorities are. If I have a storage that is due, why would I be spending money when I could barely pay the storage? Use your common sense. Please. You don't know how to manage your money, so maybe you should worry about yourself. I don't have any money coming in except what's from social media, and I can barely do what I need to do for my social media to make the money that I'm supposed to be making. No, it's not a lie. I can show you my analytics. Like, I'm not literally making this ish up. I literally got 400,000 views and only got $20. It's literally in my analytics. My analytics are high. My views are high. It has an arrow that says if your views are up and your views are down. My views on Facebook are up, so why am I only making $20? Like, that's a shame. Like, they should pay more for views. I pulled 400,000 views and that's all I got.
I really don't know what to believe regarding the truth around Tophia anymore. I'm sure that her friend pays for some of this stuff, but she has been spotted out so many times that I doubt her friend covers it all. Only a couple of weeks after being spotted at the casino, she was spotted at the mall once again, further proving that she does have access to money, most definitely enough to see her mother, who she didn't see once during the entire holiday season. This is why at the beginning of the video I said she had neglected Mama Chu. She is the only person Mama Chu has left, and she couldn't care less to spend time with her. I'm pretty sure it's self-explanatory how she slandered Papa Chu, and then there's the whole thing with Brother Chu, whatever happened there. It seems that the Tophiachu experience is now a solo thing. What was once a brief glimpse into an extremely dysfunctional family living on the edge has slowly turned into the Tophia show. It's always been centered around her, but side characters have been dropping like flies. My first video on Toph was about the Slideel family as a whole, during the Apartment Chu saga, and so much has happened since. But I don't think we're at the end of this story. Rather, witnessing the page flip to a new chapter could be the beginning of a long and very hard road, or much less likely a turning point. But one thing's for certain, the outcome lays squarely on the shoulders of Tophia Slideel.
I don't know why people keep saying white woman of the year. That is literally anti-black.